This is going to be up on ComNet right after my talk. It's also going to be on MSDN. Now, during the next 4 days, you're going to have an opportunity talking with some of the best architects to drill down in all the boxes on this slide. And there's more besides what I showed here. What I'm going to do is just focus on the 4 areas that Bill already mentioned. I'm going to talk about fundamentals, Avalon, WinFS, and Indigo. And we're going to do what I call a lap around Longhorn to get you, sort of in the roadmap about how those pieces fit together.
Thanks, Jim. Hillel got to show you a great preview of what Longhorn's going to be like to use it, what it's going to be like for IT professionals and consumers. Well, Don and I, we get to show you what it's going to be like to develop it, what the code's going to look like. So, of course, everything starts in the console, right? All right, Don, let's start a C#5. We're going to start coding our application in C#. Don, you're Emacs? Yes. All right. Remember, Chris, the premise here is we're walking up to a vanilla Longhorn box. We're looking at what's on everybody's box. I go to my mom's house. All right. Hack. Okay, so we're at Don's mom's house. Type. Okay, new My Window. We're going to create this. Now, this is actually instantiating the class. The key thing to remember here is Visual Studio, the platform, and the SDK with a single build format. It's included in the box. It will ship in every Longhorn machine. So Don, so my mom does not have to suffer the tedium of running this command line. Correct, yeah. It's a consumer, a home feature. So let's create a proj file. MS Build
to make those links very visible. The last area that we think is a huge challenge, and you've already seen demonstrated how we're addressing it, is that if you want to have separate views today in the system, you have to create your own folders. If you have photos, you can create it by date, 2001, 2002, 2003, and you can look at them that way, and it's great. But now let's suppose that you want to look at your photos based on perhaps the vacations you went on. You'd have to go in and physically reorganize. There's no logical versus physical separation. And on this screen, it shows the little funny people, representing that today contacts are sort of buried in a whole bunch of different places. So we think that moving ahead in schema is going to be a great step, whether that data is, in our case, an Active Directory or someplace else. And we also think the store will let you do very exciting applications. So we have extensible XML schemas. We have a set built into the system, things like people, user, infrastructure, and you can add extensibility into those XML schemas for those particular ones. For example, if you have a specific attribute that you want to add on to a user, then you can do that. That would probably help us out.
And you need to set the property type. So this is because the contact picker has all that great functionality. You can select multiple items, right? You can say addresses or email names or properties, anything. Chris, you're sugarcoating it. It's a very verbose API that we have to code around. Contact property type dot contact. That I am certain in the fullness of time, this line of code will become unnecessary. But for now, this is the real bit, so we know we have to live. There's a couple of words. Yeah. Unlike Avalon, where everything's perfect. It is. You saw it. Yes.
Guys, so move on.
So, Jim, would you go ahead and show the dialogue? So we would show dialogue, which will do a mobile dialogue.